So I really love history, but I do have to acknowledge there's a massive flaw in the way we teach it and study it. See, history is just another narrative like any other. And the further back you go, it gets harder to know who wrote that narrative and why. We know that a lot of stuff we have about ancient peoples was written by the people who were conquering them. Most of our knowledge from the Celts comes from the Roman conquest. That's not an unbiased or accurate source of information. Also, just as an American going through elementary school, I got taught that Christopher Columbus sailed the globe to prove that it was round, and golly gee, he got a little bit turned around and met the Indians. He called him that because he thought he was in India. Don't look too deep into any of those claims. But now there's this whole new world. So the Pilgrims came over looking for religious freedom. Don't look too deep into any of those claims. See, the Pilgrims, they had a hard time when they got here. But good thing those Indians that Christopher Columbus made friends with taught us how to feed ourselves. So we had a big feast and we've been friends ever since. And don't look too deep into any of those claims. Well, then those Pilgrims, they made one of the greatest countries ever. There was a pesky little problem with owning other people and treating them like absolute just the worst. But Abraham Lincoln fought a war and freed everybody. Don't look too deep into any of those claims. Well, even though we'd freed the slaves, there was still that pesky little problem of racism. But good thing Martin Luther King Jr. gave a speech about it, and that solved it forever. Don't look too deep into any of those claims. You see, there's just this through line of BS in history. And a lot of it starts just going back to the fact that we focus on warlords. Most of our history is focused on the conquerors. They're more interesting. They make a better narrative. But we know so much about people like Alexander the Great and Chinggis Khan and William the Conqueror. But we don't know anything about the people that actually made the empires that they murdered their way into drawing on the map. The artists and the storytellers and the inventors that actually made those societies better and lifted them up. Recently, we were so excited to figure out how to make concrete the way the Romans used to make it. But we don't know anything about the people who made concrete for the Romans in the first place. We know who Marcus Aurelius is, but we don't know who came up with the concept of that original concrete recipe. There's just all this knowledge about warlords and people who are, to be blunt, nothing but murderers. Go to the bookstore, look in the biography section. There's dozens and dozens of books about every warlord that easily springs to mind, but none about Gutenberg, the man who invented the printing press that makes it possible for us to all go to a bookstore and find